What advice do you have for people to keep that longevity?
Well, I think to keep the longevity as a b-boy, being still active at the age of 45, I think very important is your health. Is what you're eating. Literally, I don't consume any products that have like sugar. I don't consider no products with anything that has a lot of sugar. I control what I'm going to eat. The food is very important. To have all the alkaline foods. The foods that are gonna really that's gonna give fuel to your body, to your joints. And then of course you have to have also a great spirit at the same thing, because that really helps. I'm a very spiritual person. I'm a Christian and I believe in God. And so that gives me also a different type of fuel, more of a spiritual type of fuel. And then you have your food and your ingredients, right? And then you got to practice, you got to train, like anybody else. So for me, I don't put a mental block of age, and I find myself sometimes, practicing with 15, 16-year-olds, and I see their energy, and I'm present to my spirit, I'm present to my being, who I am as a person, and I just generate coming from there, and that gives me the spirit as well, just like them or better, energy-wise at the same time, because it just maintains me. It maintains me healthy at the same time, because I was studying about how do you maintain healthy and how do you maintain looking young. It's funny, in b-boying, a lot of if you study martial arts and you study the monks they go upside down a lot of the time, and their methodology is that if you're upside down, then there's more blood going into your brain, more oxygen, so therefore your brain is more active. And the more you have your brain active, the younger you will stay. So us b-boys, what do? We're upside down most of the time, and what is it that we're doing? We're spinning. So what happens is that naturally when you spin, you're creating a force, and that spinning actually maintains you a lot younger than just being upside down. So if you look at a lot of the b-boys, they all look young. We don't look our age. So it's really interesting to just look at it and study that. If you want to maintain healthy, I'm saying you can do b-boying, or you can just go stand on your head for a little bit and then get some blood circulation going into your blood, because then you become more active and your brain is thinking and you're exercising it, and that's how I also maintain in shape. I come in and I train, I practice, I just train.
Sure. So longevity in dance. The reason why I've been breaking for so long and why I'm able to still, do my dynamic moves and throw myself around the same way I did when I was in my early 20s is because I changed my lifestyle with my age. Now I am 37 years old. I'll be 38 in December. I changed the way that I eat. I'm vegetarian now. I believe that eating meat is different now than what it was like 20 years ago. There's a lot of processed things that they're putting in meat now that can really, harm you and damage you. I believe that drinking soda is really bad for you. So I try to drink all natural juices, drink a lot of water. I'm on a plant-based diet. So that's one way of longevity, your health. Health is first. That's the first thing we need to think about. Health is wealth. Without a healthy body, we're nothing. We're really nothing. So always think about that for longevity. The other thing about longevity and how to, remain in the culture for a long time is always staying positive as a dancer. I don't go around hating on people. Don't try to hate on people. Always try to adapt new ways. Knowledge is another way of longevity. Reading books, becoming more wise. The older that we get. Longevity is also, staying inspired. And really important, I think that dancing with young people is how we can, remain healthy. Young people have great energy, young kids, even dancing with little, 9 and 10-year-olds, I love dancing with kids at this age because they're always so creative, they have that creative mind. Before the adults were telling them how they should act and how they should think, and before society was telling them how they should live. So, it's many things, many many different approaches of how I believe that we can have longevity in dance and how we can stay healthy in dance. But one would definitely be to change the way that you eat, change the way that you sleep, the way that you drink, and smoking. You know, stay away from drugs, stay away from alcohol. That stuff will slow you down. If I'm drinking and I'm smoking, man, that's just gonna damage my body. You know, we have to always just try to become wiser with our age.
How important is it to live a healthy lifestyle to age your breaking?
You know, it's huge, man. I think living a healthy lifestyle and applying it in your dance or your breaking or whatever it is that you do, you know, is super important because it helps create confidence. You know, if you feel better physically, if you feel like you can last longer than somebody, or you can breathe better through a battle or through a show or through a performance, or you feel stronger, look stronger, that builds your confidence. So for me, number one is that when you live a healthier lifestyle, you start to feel better. And when you feel better, you perform better. So regardless of how dope you think you are, if you don't feel good enough, you're not going to perform that good. You know, skills are just a piece of what it is. It's your will that makes you push forward. So your will must be stronger than your skill. You know, and to me that is the most important. That comes through health. That comes through a healthy lifestyle. And so for me, that's why I promote or push that the most. You know, I'm about to be 31 this month. You know, I've been breaking, like I said, almost 20 years. And now, like right now, at this very moment, I feel stronger and better than I was 15 years ago. And when 15 years ago, I was 15, 16 years old, you know, that's an age where you can almost do anything. You know, you're 15, you're 16, you're super flexible, you got no bills, you got no worries in the world, you know. And, you know, nowadays, I feel way better now just because I've changed the way I eat. I've managed my time better. I train more. I condition. I learn about my breathing. I learn about my body, and I learn how to take care of all those different things. And so for me, that has been the biggest goal of mine, is just to make sure that I continue to apply that to my life and my lifestyle. That way other people can see it and be impacted by it too. Because now that I've been battling, you know, people say, man, how does he move so fast? How is he not tired? How is he all these things? You know, Moy's been breaking since he was this little kid, and he's still doing it at the highest level. Like, when I hear those things, it's very inspiring because I want other people to see that. It's not even about me, but I want other people to see that and be inspired by that, to show that it's never too late. Just get to it, get it done, and you can make it happen, you know?
Being physically healthy is it's super important. It's your body's your temple, you know? Eating good, especially when you're got something coming up that you want to perform good at, then you got to take it to another level. It's a lot of discipline. Here we go back into the martial arts side of things, you know, having a lot of discipline to be able to perform at your peak performance the night of. There's a lot involved to it, man. Just being healthy, leading and living a healthy lifestyle. Not just eating wise, but getting enough sleep, getting enough rest, massages, you know, taking care of your body in that way, whatever needs to be done, acupuncture. Like, we have nagging injuries all the time, but if you're not doing anything to try to heal it or help it, then you're just making it worse every day. So that's involved in it too. And honestly, it ends up costing a lot of money to be healthy. Because, you know, when you're really trying to do all these things just for an event, there's no really payback for that, you know? And even if you're getting paid good, it's still okay, but I spent maybe $2,500 leading up to this one event just to go and perform good at it and just to look the way I want to look on film or whatever, live for the crowd. And, you know, the payback doesn't always even meet that at all. So a lot of it is heart and just loving doing what we do. Yeah, I forgot the question, but I'm rambling.
What's the importance of having a healthy diet, a healthy lifestyle, for when it comes to your breaking?
I just learned about this stuff, man. I'm very new to it. I eat like crap. Well, used to. I used to eat like crap. But as I learned about it, I just decided, you know, red meat is heavy. You know, I want to be light, so I'm just gonna start eating some red meat. You know, I just like slowly started cutting certain things out of my diet. Fruits and vegetables are very good for you, so I might as well just keep eating that. That's how I thought, like, you know, fruits and vegetables are good for you. Just give me that. You know, I just wanted to make sure that I could live long. So I just started thinking about it in a basic way at first. You know, I didn't think vitamins and all this crap. Like, I didn't think about that. And then I don't know, man. I just stopped drinking juice and soda because I know it's too much sweet. You know, sweets are not good for you. Diabetes runs in my family, so I just cut that out because of that. You know, I never really learned about nutrition, you know. And then I started training with Muay. It's crazy. I would drink a lot. I drank up until Pro-Am in January. I was alcoholic, bro. I drank all the time, straight up. I drank at every event. Was hungover during every battle. Except for BC1, I trained for that and drank for like 4 months. But since January to now, 11 months, I haven't drank, not once. You know, and it was because of Muay. Muay changed my life, man. He changed my life, bro. It's actually crazy. Muay told me one decision changes everything. You're one decision away from changing everything. And I just had a talk with him at Pro-Am, and I was like, I'll never drink again, man. You know, I'm part of something bigger now, and I represent more than just myself. I represent my family. I represent the brand. You know, I represent my crew, and I need to step my game up. I need to last long. You know, so I talked to Moy, and Moy was like, all right. I said, Moy, what's my diet? You know, I want to start training. He was like, cut out breads, cut out oats, cut out wheats. So I don't eat bread. I don't eat. He eats a lot of meat, but I try not to eat red meat. But I don't eat no breads, nothing, no pasta, no rice. I eat once in a blue. I'll cheat and have like gluten-free, brown rice. Not brown rice. Yeah, brown rice. You know, it's brown rice, pasta. You know, it all really just depends if I cheat. But it's very nitpicky. You know, but. As far as nutrition, I mean, do your research depending on how you break or what you like or what you want to do. Everybody's body is different, you know. Everybody's body reacts different. So for me, this is working, you know. No bread, no heavy carbs. All my vitamins, nutrients, and everything, they come from fruits, vegetables, chicken, fish, and that's it. Nuts.
Wow.
And I started taking some supplements just recently, you know.
Okay.